So we're now beginning section B of the course, which covers chapters 6 through 9. Um, Now it's only a few chapters that are covered here, but they are really a lot is going on during this historical and cultural period. So I think breaking this down into a little bit of a smaller section is helpful because, so much is going on historically that it's important to really see how each of those influences, in terms of like the context of what was happening in society, really influenced photography and who was taking pictures, what they were taking pictures of, the changes in art from sort of different strategies in pictorialism, and to at the end of this section, how modernism was firmly established as a system in the fine art world, at least. Also looking at sort of the origins of documentary photography, some of the interesting photographers who were using photography to document people during that time, and some of the problematics and pitfalls of this, how that happened during this period. So we really begin to see photography, how it's working hand in hand with mass media, and the origins of mass media, and how that quickly became, photography became a huge factor in the democratization of information, and how more people were able to see more information quickly, and that same information. But of course, we also have these questions coming up of who was seeing the information, and how that information might have been skewed depending on the subjectivity of who was taking the photographs and why. So those sorts of questions become to be really interesting during this particular historical period. So as you're reviewing these lectures, I would encourage you to first complete the readings in the book before you start going through my supplemental slide image-based lectures. It will give you more context, right? So the slide-based lectures are really meant to be a supplement to the textbook, to kind of fill out some of the areas I feel that the textbook didn't, cover quite as much of, to give you sort of more images to look at that, work with these photographers, and introduce a few extra photographers the book didn't cover as well. So as you're going through this, again, if you have any questions about the materials that comes up, if you have any discussions that you would like to work on, I encourage you to add discussion points in addition to the ones that are required in the course. There's always a forum for that in the instructor's office, that you can also bring in other photographs and elements and have discussions there. So I'm always curious to see what people bring in for that. In addition to that, again, if you have a private question, you're always welcome to contact me directly. The easiest way is through the Canvas inbox. I'll respond pretty quickly to those messages. So I look forward to hearing you, and hopefully you will, gain some insight during this especially interesting cultural period.